All right, so let's start the session, and whoever joins us a little bit late, we'll say what to do about them. Now, do you remember in our last class we were talking about context clues, correct? Do you all remember that? So I am going to share the presentation with you first so that you can just very quickly jog your memory and we'll take it up from there. Can you see this?
Yes, miss.
All right, so this is what we were doing, context clues, and we did some exercise based on this, right? And we did this as well. So today we want to talk about this second portion, understand the main ideas a writer is communicating. This is what we're going to discuss, how to understand the main idea or what is a main idea of a text, okay? So I'm going to share another presentation with you guys so that you can see. You should be able to see it now. Can you see it?
Yes, miss.
All right. So give me a moment. There. So let's talk about this main idea. We did this in grade 8 and grade 9. So I hope you remember this. Main idea of a writing is what the author exactly, if you pinpoint what the author wants the readers to know. That is the main idea. There's usually one main idea in a text, and there are a lot of things revolving around that main idea that the writers use. Okay, so take a look at this main idea. If you ask yourself what's the big idea when you're reading a text, you will be able to pinpoint what the main idea is. The purpose of the paragraph or text is the main idea. If a writer is writing, they may be writing to either inform, to persuade, or to entertain. So the main idea could be to persuade somebody to do something, or to entertain someone, or to educate someone, to inform them about something. Okay, and that is what you have to look for when you are when you're reading a text or a passage. Okay, Daniel is joining us. Just give me a minute. Let me admit him. Let's just wait for him. Assalamu alaikum, Daniel. Can you hear me?
Miss, yes, I can.
You are late, my dear.
Sorry, miss. I was having lunch actually.
Having lunch. Have lunch from 2 to 3 and join us at 3. How about that?
Sure, miss. Nice.
Okay. All right. So, Daniel, I'm going to fill you in. We are talking about main idea of a text. And so far, we have understood that whenever you read a passage or a text or anything that you read, a writer writes it in order to either persuade you to believe in what the writer believes, or to entertain you, or to inform you, right? These are the purpose of writing that we have studied in the previous classes as well. So the main idea of a text would be, what you have to do is when you're, okay guys, can you hold on for a minute, please?
Yes, miss.
Sorry kids, I'm back. So Daniel, I was trying to explain to you what a main idea of a text is. The main idea of a text is what the writer wants, the main thing that the writer wants his readers to know. And you'll see there's a lot of information given. There are a lot of words and sentences used in a passage or a text. They all revolve around the main idea. As you can see here, all the information in the paragraph should connect to the main idea. There's one main idea, and all the information that is written there must connect to that main idea. Okay?
Yes.
Okay, we've got someone else joining us. I think this one's Zanite. So I think we should pause and wait for a few minutes till everyone can join us.
Okay.
Oh, Samiha is coming today. That's nice. Hasib in. Seems like I may have to start from the very beginning. Assalamualaikum Zunaid. Assalamualaikum Samiha. How about you Zunaid?
Assalamualaikum, Miss.
Walaikum Assalam Samiha. Good to hear from you. How are you?
Miss, I'm fine. How are you?
Fine, thank you, my dear. You missed our previous class, my dear.
Yes, Miss.
All
There was a
good
problem.
now?
Yes, Miss.
Okay. All right, Hasib has joined us, and as usual, his audio is giving him some kind of a problem. So we are going to wait for another few minutes and see if everyone can join us because we already started. So I don't want to keep on repeating myself.
Assalamualaikum, Miss.
Assalamualaikum Bita, how are you?
I'm fine. Alhamdulillah, Miss. Miss, আপনি ভালো আছেন?
ভালো আছি. Why are you late, Hasib?
জি, Miss.
Why are you late, my dear?
Miss, হেডফোন খুঁজে পাচ্ছিলাম না, মাইক নষ্ট
I
হয়ে গেছে,
see.
Miss.
আচ্ছা. So 2টার সময় খোঁজা শুরু করবেন, 3টা পর্যন্ত তো পেয়েই যাবেন, তাই না?
Yeah, Miss.
তখন 3টা থেকে একদম ক্লাসে টাইম দিয়ে আসতে পারবেন, right?
Yes, Miss.
Okay. All right. So I think we can continue. This time, whoever joins us, I guess we'll have to understand what we are saying. I'll repeat for now. Okay. So going back. Just give me a minute. I shall share the presentation again with you guys. All right, kids. Now, before I start with the presentation again, I want to jog your memory, those who were with us in the last class. We were trying to understand context clues, right? And we did some exercise based on that. Today, we want to talk about what's the main idea. That means that when an author is writing something, they write mostly to keep three things mostly to do three things. Either it's to persuade you to believe in what they believe, they can write to entertain you, or to inform you. Remember the PIE, P for persuade, I for inform, E for entertain, or even maybe educate. So you see, when someone is writing something, they have a particular thing in mind which they want to get across to their readers, and this is what the purpose of writing is. Writers, when they have a purpose of writing, they revolve everything, every other sentence or every other thing that they write, they revolve it around their main idea. And this is what we want to practice today. We want to see if we can identify the main idea of a text or not. I'm going to share the
Miss, are you
presentation with
sharing the screen?
Sorry?
Miss, are you sharing the screen?
Not as yet. I'm just going to put on the presentation one more time.
Okay.
And okay, I'm sharing now. Let me know if you can see it. Okay, can you see?
Yes, Miss.
Yes, Miss.
All right. Now we have Fayaz joining us. Oh my goodness. So let's just wait for him. Fayaz,
wow.
my dear, can you hear me? Okay, it might be a good idea to mute your microphone, please, everyone. Unmute when you want to speak. Fayaz, are you there? Unmute Fayaz. Okay, all right. Can you guys see this? If you can see, say unmute and say yes.
Unmute,
Yes,
yes.
Miss.
Okay, good.
Yes, Miss.
So now we want to start with this main idea. The purpose of the paragraph or text. Why is a writer writing a paragraph or text? That main purpose is the main idea of the text. All information in the paragraph should connect to the main idea. Now, say if I want to write something in order to convince you to believe in what I am believing in, there's going to be a main idea where I will say that, all right, this is what you should do. And there will be many sentences supporting that main idea. And all of my sentence must connect to that main idea. Say, for example, let's talk about plastic pollution. When we talk about plastic pollution, we believe that this should not be done and we have to do something to stop it. Now, in order to do this, if I'm writing something down, I'm going to tell you everything that is regarding plastic pollution. So I'm going to mention facts and figures. Well, I'll tell you how it is affecting the marine life, how it is destroying our nature, how it is bad for people, so on and so forth. So all my sentences will be connecting to the main idea, which is trying to convince you to stop plastic pollution. Got it? So there may be a lot of information in the text which might not be useful in that context. However, it adds on to the value of what my main idea is. Again, there may be sentences I might put in a small, say, I might write it in the form of a play where I can play on the idea of trying to convince you to stop plastic pollution. Now, some of the dialogues that I use in that play may not be useful at all, but then again, indirectly, they do contribute to making my play so interesting so that I can convince you to stop plastic pollution, right? So what you have to do is whenever you are reading a paragraph or a passage and you're asked to take out the main idea, you have to ask yourself, what is the author trying to say over here? If you can answer that question, you are able to identify the main idea. So it's important that good readers, that you children become good readers, which is, by the way, only possible if you read English books. Okay, if you do a lot of reading in your free time, you will be able to develop this idea to be able to understand and identify what the main purpose of an author's writing is. So identifying the main idea, how do we do it? Read the whole text and you ask, what is the author trying to say here? Pay extra attention to the first and last sentence. Now that's a trick that you have to remember. Many a times when paragraphs are starting, they are starting with the main idea. Sometimes paragraphs end with the main idea as well. So the first and last sentence of a paragraph are mostly indicating towards what the main idea is. Mind it, not always, mostly. So take a look at this. I want someone to read this. Can I have Daniel read this, please? Unmute.
Neil, Arm- Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin were the first men to walk on the surface of the moon, but they were not the last. That was Gene Cernan, the last man to step off the lunar surface. In, in total, there have been 12 men who have walked on the moon, all of whom had done so between 1969 and 1972, which is the most recent non-Michael Jackson moonwalking.
Okay. Which is the most recent non-Michael Jackson moonwalking? Who can tell me what this means? Raise your hand, please.
Mills.
Oh, wait.
The
Daniel.
moonwalking the Michael Jackson used to do.
Okay, so Michael Jackson had a dance move which was
Yeah,
called moonwalking, right? And this is,
yes,
since we are talking about actual moonwalking in real, that is why It is said it is the most recent non-Michael Jackson moonwalking. So we are not referring to the dance move. We are actually talking about walking on the moon, right? Okay, so now we read this. What is the main idea? Who can tell me? And someone raise your hand and speak, please. I'm not going to give you the answer. You can try.
Would you repeat the question,
Raise
please?
your hand. Yes, Hasib. What's the main idea of this paragraph?
মিস আমি তো ভুলে হাত উঠিয়ে ফেলেছি
ওকে, যখন ভুলে হাত উঠিয়ে ফেলেছেন একটু ভুল করে চেষ্টাই করেন, দেখেন তো।
main idea of this paragraph is
Ask yourself, what is the author trying to say here?
that people have walked on the moon.
People have walked on the moon, so this is the main idea. Okay, anyone else? Someone raise your hand and give it a shot. We are 9 people here. I want at least 3 of you to raise your hand, please. No worries. I can ask you randomly. Yes,
Sorry,
yes,
I
yes.
was reconnecting. Miss, sorry, I was reconnecting. Can you repeat the question?
What's the main idea of this paragraph, my dear? Kids, can you just give me a minute? My net is
Miss, may I
giving me
answer?
some trouble. Can you please wait for just a second? No chit-chatting. Please wait. Mute your microphones and wait. Okay, kids, I'm sorry. I'm still trying to replace my ear kit and see how that goes. However, in the meantime, I've asked Sama to go and get me an ear kit. Tell me, what's the main idea? Gungun, you were saying something.
Miss, the last line is confusing. That's why I'm a bit confused.
Which is the most recent non-Michael Jackson moonwalking. Michael Jackson has a dance move which is called moonwalking, and over
Miss,
here,
like this does not go with the content. That's why this is a bit confusing.
yeah, it's actually
Like the text was informing, firstly.
yeah,
It was informing.
yeah,
Then in the second, when this line came up at the last,
yeah.
this then became a text which is like not informative that much. It's a bit informal.
Well, Gungun, even if it's an informative text, then each and every line may not inform you about everything. You have to look for the main idea, think of what the main context of the writing is, and there will be some sentences which are irrelevant. Really doesn't matter. However, this is actually not too irrelevant because this is adding a little bit of humor to the writing over here. where it's talking about actually people who have walked on the moon, and then it also adds that the person who last walked on the moon actually walked on the moon, and this is not the Michael Jackson moonwalking that we are talking about. So this is not the dance move moonwalking that we are talking about. So this last line adds a little bit of humor to what the author is trying to say. However, you're right, it is still an informative text, and not necessarily that just because it's an informative text, everything has to be based on informing you about everything. There could be some humor, there could be some irrelevant stuff that is put there to make the writing more interesting. Okay?
Means hand raised.
Yes, Hassan.
Could the main idea be that there are no longer people walking on the moon because I think they're trying to emphasize that if it, mm, they're trying to emphasize that people are no longer walking because at the second line it says they were not the last, and then it says Gene Carnan was the last man,
Right.
and 12 men were total. There were only 12 men who walked on the moon.
Right. Okay. So between 1969 and 1972, there have been only 12 men who have walked on the moon. I wouldn't say only. I'm sure it's very difficult to, arrange for people to go and walk on the moon. However, what you say, let's keep it in mind. Maybe this could be the main idea. Let's have someone else also share their opinion who wants to raise their hand and give it a shot. It's important to discuss and contribute. So, children, keeping quiet is not an option in my class. Waiting, and I'm not going to give you the answer till someone else raises their hand. It's a 1 hour class. I don't mind extending and taking it to a couple. Yes. Hasib, lower
And
your
it,
hand and someone else try.
uh, अरे, one
Taha,
second.
where are you, Taha?
Yes, miss.
Can you hear me, Taha?
Yes, miss.
Well, I can't hear you. Can you guys hear him?
Miss barely.
তাহা একটু জোরে কথা বলো।
Actually, miss, I joined a little bit late, so uh, I don't know like what this example is about.
So why were you late, Taha?
Miss, I was having miss, I had lunch, so now I took
Between
my
2 to 3
phone and I started
classes
looking
at
for
3
that.
o'clock. Okay, someone else raised their hand. Taha, as we progress, you will be able to understand what we are talking about. Fayaz, no, your audio is not coming through. Are you saying something? Did you unmute, Fayaz? Okay, Fayaz is trying to connect. I think we're not being able to hear him. All right, so let's look at the answer. To understand the main idea, you have to understand the text first. Now, Hasib tried a little bit where he said that is it talking about the number of people, which may not be many, and it's only 12 people that we're talking about who have walked on the moon, right? Daniel, what was your answer?
Miss my answer.
Okay, it seems like Daniel doesn't remember what his answer was. Gungun, what did you say? You did not understand the last line. Is that what you said?
Miss, like it did not, like I thought it was informative, but then for the last line, but I guess this is informative writing.
Okay, but you were not able to give me the main idea. You just gave me the purpose. It's the purpose of the writing that you're talking about, which is to inform people. What is the main idea? That means what is it that the author is trying to get across to us when they want us to read this? Through this, what do they want us to know? So this is what it is. There are so many things given in this passage. One is Armstrong and
Miss, are
Aldrin.
they trying?
Okay, take a
Yes,
look at this.
miss.
So one is Armstrong and Aldrin, first men on the moon. Information is Kernan was the last man on the moon. Information is 12 men have walked on the moon. So what is the idea here that the writer is trying to tell us? Yes, Hasib, you want to say something?
Miss, the author is trying to say that people were on the moon.
People were on the moon. Okay, fine. Let's see who else has raised their hand. Okay, we have Gungun. Yes, Gungun, you want to say something?
Miss, is it astronauts?
Astronauts. Okay, so let's look at this. The main idea of the paragraph is about moonwalkers. It's about people
Yes.
who have walked on the moon. Okay, so you see, when you look at this, then there are people who have walked on the moon, and the whole paragraph revolves around this idea where it is talking about this person who was first on the moon and this person who was last on the moon, and total number of people who walked on the moon, right? So the biggest idea here would be about moonwalkers, correct?
Yes, miss.
Okay, so now if examiners ask you this, another good title for this passage would be, or they tell you give a title for this passage, this is just another way of saying what's the main
Huh?
idea. Okay, all right, are you guys with me so far?
Yes, miss.
Yes, miss.
Yes,
So
sir.
now we want to do some practice work. I'm going to show you 3 slides and you have to number one, give me the main idea uh, in the form of a title, and number two, you have to summarize the paragraph. This we are going to do in groups, okay? And I'm going to divide you in 2 groups now, and you will be put away in 2 separate rooms, all right? So keep your patience and hear this out. I don't know whether you've done this before in any class or not. So I have 2 rooms prepared, and in these 2 rooms I'm going to divide you and you'll go there. You'll be given a time frame to discuss among yourselves and come up with a suitable answer. Okay? Are you guys with me so far?
Yes, miss.
All right. So, what are we going to do?
Yes,
One
sir.
group has to summarize each passage in 1 sentence. This summarizing in 1 sentence, this 1 sentence has to be the main idea of the passage. Do you understand this, or should I repeat?
Yes, miss.
Okay.
Yes.
This group is Irfan, Hasib, Fayaz, Gungun, Taha, and Tashmia. So can you guys just put yourself, remember that you are in this first group. You are going to, don't ask me again because I'll forget, all right? You are going to summarize each passage, okay, in 1 sentence. And this 1 sentence has to be the main idea. Clear?
Yes, miss.
Second
We will
group
try.
will write an appropriate title for the passage. So you have to give a heading to the passage. And this group, we have Tajwar, Daniel, Samiha, Sneha, Zunaid, Mahsin together in this group. Got it?
Yes, miss.
Okay, so let me see if I can break you guys up in rooms first, okay? Give me a moment. I'm just preparing the rooms for you guys. So Gungun, Hasib, you guys are in one group. If I remember correctly, what do you want to name your room?
Abdullah squad.
Oh my God!
Muslim brothers and sisters.
Wait, what? Daniel, what did you say?
Okay, second room, Daniel, Masin. What do you want to name your room? Unmute, children, and speak.
Chef squad.
Yeah.
So we have Daniel, Masin, Samiha. All of you are in one group tonight. Pick a name for your room. Do you want me to write monkeys?
Nice.
Well, if you can't come up with a name, I will have to name your room because সময় নষ্ট হচ্ছে.
It's room 2. That's better.
Room 2 full of monkeys. Okay, so now I'm going to assign you guys Abdullah squad. Oh my goodness, Hasib. We have Fayaz, Gungun, Hasib and Taha in this room. I'm going to put you in there. Now, this is something that I haven't done before. So I don't know whether you will be able to see my screen then or not, okay? If you guys can't see the screen, come back to the main room, all right? For the time being, I'm putting you guys in there, okay? Zunaid, Samiha, Daniel and Masin in room 2, opening the rooms and putting you in there. Gungun, are you with me here?
Yes.
Gungun,
Yes,
you have
I
to,
can't go to that group. I don't know why.
there's an option where you can go, join to go there.
I don't know.
Can you hear me? Okay, kids, can you
Hold
hear
on.
me?
Yes, miss.
Okay, so I'm here. I'm going to share the screen with you. Let's see if you can see this or not. Can you see this?
Yes, miss.
Okay,
Yes.
so I want you to take a screenshot of it so that I can go to the other room and show them as well. Okay, can you see this now?
Yes, miss.
Screenshot
Just
quickly, please,
screenshotted. I can share my
with them.
screen and show it.
Okay, so
Yes,
moving
yes.
on to the second one. Second one.
Eh?
Got it?
Yes, miss.
Moving on to the third one. Screenshot niyecho.
Yes, miss.
Okay, got it?
Yes, miss.
All right, so I'm going to leave you guys here to discuss and give me the right answer. You have 8 minutes to do the work. If you're done before that, then you're most welcome
Okay,
to come
miss.
back to the main room, okay?
Yes, miss.
Wait, let me screen share for you.
Oh, wait, I might have to give you the
Okay.
option. Okay, try now if you can share or not. If you can't share, let me know, okay?
Okay, miss.
Okay, kids, are you guys okay?
Yes, miss.
All right, so I'm going to share my screen with you and share the presentation. এখান থেকে you have to take the screenshot so that you can work on it because I will be leaving you guys now, all right? So take a screenshot, someone. You can share this with your friends.
ওদিকে যাও
Well, all good, Masin? Everything
I
okay?
did.
Yes, please. Sorry, miss.
That's okay. That's okay.
My turn.
So now someone take a screenshot of it so that you can share your screen with the others.
It's done.
Done? Okay, next তাতে যাচ্ছি. This one as well. Okay, please mind it. এটা কিন্তু passage 3. Okay? Screenshot নেওয়া হয়েছে?
জি মিস
এটা হচ্ছে passage 2. Screenshot নেওয়া হয়েছে?
জি
James.
Okay, এটা হচ্ছে passage 1. Got it?
ইয়েস মিস
Alright, তাহলে আমি এখন চলে যাচ্ছি. You guys have precisely 7 minutes to finish your work and come back to the main room. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, have fun.
The 2011 Halloween season because in
Oh, don't
Halloween
You mean I'll just
So তাহলে we could say যে most bravest assassinator or the famous assassinator.
কি দিব?
where the word dinosaur came from.
কি লিখতেছে Daniel লিখিয়ে
I'm leaking. So now it's like second.
I could show the most searched costume of the year. লিখে রেখে।
Yes, Gungun, all good?
Miss, how do we go there?
Oh, you
Like,
can leave the breakout room. You have an option
oh,
of leaving the room. Okay, kids. All done?
Yes, miss.
All right, so give me a minute. Let me call them back, the other group.
Wait, regroup key.
There's Masin, Daniel, Samiha, and Zunaid. Okay, so I'm closing the rooms. They should be back any minute now. So how is this experience of moving to another room and discussing as groups? Before we start checking up on the answers, let's hear that first.
oh miss I've seen it happen but I've never been a part of it myself, so
So how does it feel being a part of it then?
Miss, it's basically discussing in class, just privately.
Yeah. So I think it might be a good idea when we want to do debate. You guys can break out in your own rooms and discuss and then come back for your debate sessions. What say?
Fun.
Great.
All right, so I've put up a timer for these kids and they have 9 seconds to come out of the room.
How can I enter their breakout room?
You cannot till I give you the permission to.
Ah, dang it.
Okay, so I think they're out of the room. They'll be joining us any second now.
Yep, they're here.
Hasid, Gungun.
Okay, Bachara. Back already, everyone? Everything good, kids?
Miss, Miss,
Yes, Daniel.
may I go to washroom?
No, Daniel, you
Miss,
joined
Miss
late
Urgent.
and we'll be. Oh,
Miss
Daniel.
Urgent. It's
Okay,
urgent.
come back in 1 minute, all right?
Yes, Miss. Sure. Thank
And
you.
Daniel, you have to say, may I please be excused? Say it. He's gone. Oh
Wait,
my
did he leave?
God.
Wow.
Okay, so Masin, let's hear your experience in being put in a breakout room and working together like this. How did you like it or did not like it? Your thoughts. Unmute, Masin.
Wait,
Yes.
Yeah, so Masin, a new something that we tried today. How did you like it? Let me hear it first and then we can check out the answers.
Miss, it was good.
Interesting?
Yes, miss.
Good. So very soon you have a debate session coming. This is what you will be doing. You'll be breaking out in your own rooms, discussing things, and then coming back for the debate session. Okay?
Okay,
All
miss.
right. So now let's hear the answers. Let me just share the presentation again so that we can see who wrote what. All right?
Okay, I'm back.
Daniel, before you go, you should say, may I please be excused?
Oh, oh,
Ki
okay,
bolba
sorry, Miss.
bolo.
May I please be excused?
That's right. Remember that all the time. Okay?
Yes.
All right.
Miss.
Now
Yes,
take a
Miss.
look at this. With this was, I think, two. This was one, right? Can I have Zanaid read this, please? Unmute.
An assassination is the murder of a famous person, usually a celebrity or a political figure. Many famous assassinations have been attempted, but fewer have succeeded. Here is a brief overview of some famous successful assassins. Lee Harvey Oswald was a famous Marine who
Former Marine.
allegedly killed President John F. Kennedy.
Actually killed President. Go on.
Ironically, Oswald was himself assassinated a few days later by Jack Ruby. Mark David Chapman was a mentally deranged man who shot and killed John Lennon,
Lennon.
lead singer of the Beatles, but perhaps the most notorious assassin of all is
John.
John Wilkes Booth,
Wilkes Booth.
who killed President
Abraham.
Abraham Lincoln while Lincoln attended the theater.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Zanaid. So let's hear the answer. One group is supposed to give me the title for this and the other is to summarize. Title, please.
No, Miss, the other way around.
Okay, group B is supposed to give me the title.
Some
Daniel,
of the
that's you.
famous assassinations.
Some of the famous assassinations. Okay, and group A, can you tell me what is, how have you summarized this in one sentence?
Yes, miss.
Bolin, Chuni.
Uh, which is this is a list of people who has assassinated famous people.
Say that again, my dear.
This is a list of people who have assassinated famous people.
Who have assassinated some famous people. I see. Oh, all right. So that's your summary. Okay, if I
Yes.
tell Group A to mark Group B on their title, don't say it, give them marks out of 10, put it in chat, but give it to me personally, okay, not in the group. Got it? And Group B, do the same. Mark Group A on their summary out of 10 and put it in chat and send it to me personally. Don't put it in the group. Got it? Are we clear on this?
Yes, miss.
Okay, so I'm going to give you guys just 2 seconds to do this because we want to finish the class. I have another class. All right, let's move on to the next one. Can I have Fayaz read this, please?
Yes, miss. Nicki Minaj, rap phenomenon hailing from Queens, New York, has a new honor to add to her resume. Top searched Halloween costume based on a person for the 2011 season. Nicki edged out other popular costume searches, such as Charlie Sheen. Though no commercial Nicki Minaj costume kit is available, there are a lot of helpful hints available online that show people how to get that Nicki look. The popularity of the Nicki Minaj costume was only edged out by Angry Birds costume search, which was the most searched for costume this season. Or this year, sorry.
Okay, so let's hear it. Group A, summary, please.
Miss, you are lagging.
Group A,
Uh,
summary. Your answer, Group A.
Gungun.
oh, yes, wait. Huh. Nicki Minaj's reputation and fashion sense was high at 2011.
In 2011. Okay. All right. Group B, can you hear me?
Yes, miss.
Yes, miss.
Your title.
The most searched costume of Nicki Minaj.
All right.
Oh my god.
Again, mark each other, please. Okay, let's have someone read this. Who wants to read this one? Raise your hand. Good.
Most people think of submarines as amazing underwater naval transports, not as a refuge for sexual discrimination in the military.
Refuge.
However, most navies
Prohibited.
prohibited women from
Women.
serving and on submarines, women from serving on submarines, even after they had been permitted to serve on surface warships. The Royal Norwegian Navy
Norwegian Navy.
became the first Norwegian Navy became the first navy to allow female crew on its submarines. In 1985, the Royal Danish Navy allowed female
Danish.
submarines in 1988. Others followed suit, including the Swedish Navy, 1989, the Royal Australian Navy, the 1998, the German Navy, 2001, and the Canadian Navy, 2002.
Women.
Women may serve on US submarines this year, but the British Royal Navy still does not permit women to serve on its submarines.
Okay, so let's have Group B. What's your title for this?
Hmm.
Daniel, are you trying to say something?
No, no, Miss.
Okay, so who's going to speak from Group B? Next time when you are divided in groups, choose a speaker from the group, okay?
Yes, Miss. Sure.
All right, so who's going to say?
Um,
Okay, does that mean যে তোমরা title লেখো নাই?
Miss Eater to Miss screenshot নেওয়া হয়নি আর এটা তো তখন ছিল
মিস এইটটা তো আমরা পাইনি
আমি পাইনি মিস
What? Really? Okay, hang on.
মিস এটা পাইনি
This is the one.
মিস
I'm
একটা
so
ডাইনোসরের
sorry.
একটা ছিল
Yeah,
মিস
this is the one. Sorry. My mistake. Okay, this one?
um
All right, so let's have someone read from Group B, please. Samiha?
ইয়েস মিস
Samiha, are you there? Okay, Masin, are you there?
Yes, miss.
Can you read, please?
Sure, miss. The Greek word Deinos means terrible, powerful, or wondrous. Combine this with the Greek word
Saurus?
which means lizard or reptile, and you might get dinosaur, which refers to huge creatures that roamed the earth millions of years ago. The term dinosauria was coined by English
Paleontologist?
paleontologist
Paleontologist? Zoologist? Okay, go on, Richard Owen.
in 1842, which was meant to express the idea that dinosaurs were terrible reptiles or fearfully great lizards. Over the years, dinosauria gradually became dinosaur, which is the word we use today to describe those giant beasts from the past.
Okay, very good. So now let's have the title, please. Group B.
Samiha.
I don't think Samiha can hear. Samiha, are you there?
Sunayad, are you there?
Yes.
Title, please, Zunaid.
Yes, miss.
Title.
title
Most famous ancient Greek words.
Okay, can you guys hear him? I can't hear him. Someone else from Group
Say it
B.
again.
Before I give you guys a 0, someone else from Group B,
The
please.
most famous Greek words.
The most famous Greek words. Oh, I see. That's your title. The most famous Greek words. Okay. Summarize, please. Group A.
Okay, so where the word dinosaur came from.
All right. So this is your summarizing sentence, right? Where the
Yes,
word
miss.
dinosaur came from. Okay. Mark each other very quickly in chat. And now I want you guys to email me, any one person, choose your representative from the group, and that representative is going to email me your chosen title. words, okay, and your chosen summary sentences. Got it? So that means say group A থেকে যে রিপ্রেজেন্ট করবে সেই গ্রুপটাকে সে আমাকে ইমেল করে দেবে 3টা সামারি, আর গ্রুপ বি থেকে যারা যে রিপ্রেজেন্ট করবে গ্রুপ বি কে, that person is going to send me a mail writing the 3 titles, okay, so that I can mark you as well. Got it? Is that
Yes,
clear?
Yes,
miss.
of course.
All right,
Yes,
wonderful. আমি একটু chatটা দেখে নেই, and let me see if you guys have been able to answer it all. দিয়েছেন সবাই? All done?
Yes, yes.
সবাই দিয়েছেন?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, very good.
Yes, miss.
All right. So now I'm going to send you a mail, and এখানে I will give you a worksheet. I want you guys to not write but type on it and find out the main idea. Okay. Also give me the reason why you think this is the main idea. All right. The instructions will be given in the worksheet. Follow the instructions, do the work, and send it back to me by Tuesday. Got it?
Yes, miss.
Okay. Any questions?
No.
No? All good? I can let you guys go now?
মিস একটা
Yes.
জিনিস বলার ছিল মিস
যদি ইংলিশে বলতে পারেন ড্যানিয়েল তাহলে।
মিস স্নেহা has been mentioning in me mentioning me in Facebook since starting of the class. I was I was so irritated, miss. I was so irritated.
Okay, got it. I shall go and give
I
Sneha a pat
will-
on the back, and I'll tell her, good job done, Sneha.
Miss,
All
okay,
right.
miss. Assalamualaikum, miss. Bye.
Walaikum assalam. Bye-bye.
I mailed
Allah Hafiz,
the
miss.
summary to you.
Thank you very
Assalamu
much, Gungun. Thank you. Walaikum assalam. Next time, everyone, please be on time. All right?
Yeah. Yes, miss. Of course.
Okay. See you all. Take care of yourselves.
You too.